This is the scene that the international advocacy group Human Rights Watch says was not only illegal on the part of the NYPD, but was also an intentional use of massive force against peaceful protesters.
I've seen cops with one stick hitting them, get tired of hitting them with this stick, and then switch to the other hand. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Lewis, who didn't want to give his last name, was an eyewitness to the crackdown on June 4th. Just days after George Floyd was killed in police custody, the Bronx protest was against police brutality, but ended up experiencing it, according to protesters and witnesses.
No justice!
The chief of department, Terrence Monahan, was on scene and ordered one woman, Shannon Jones, specifically to be arrested. We tried, but were not able to reach her for this story. Police on scene also ordered authorized medical assistants to be removed or arrested.
Their first aid kits was getting thrown, their water supply was getting thrown.
As well as legal observers who had official approval to be there.
Sir, what's your name?
Human Rights Watch and the architecture firm C2 created graphics showing what happened at the intersection of 136th Street and Brook Avenue. You can see it is a T-shaped intersection, which made it possible for police who were stationed here and farther down that block to block in the demonstrators right here. Surrounded in a maneuver called kettling, about 300 people were arrested about 15 minutes before the 8 p.m. curfew.
The mayor's order was very clear that if people are out past curfew, they should first be asked to disperse, to go home, and given an opportunity to do so.
They were not, Human Rights Watch points out, and there's now this. More than 100 of the protesters have filed claims against the city. If past precedent is any indicator, the claims could cost the city many millions of dollars. Human Rights Watch says that instead of cracking down on peaceful protesters,
local governments should finally do what it takes to end the structural racism.
The NYPD says in a statement, quote, "We take strong exception to the subjective characterization of our police actions to maintain public order as a planned assault." James Ford, Pix 11 News.